The Osoyoos Coyotes had a win and a loss on the road the past weekend. Friday night in Castlegar, the Rebels held on for a 4-3 win on home ice. Yotes captain Reiner Glimpel says they dominated most of the first period and missed some good chances on 4 or 5 occasions. But the score was tied at 1-1 with Cody Allen getting the lone goal in the power play. Mackenzie Ween scored his first goal midway through the second period to tie the game at 2-2. Carter Shannon then scored with 6 minutes to go in the second period, and that tied it to 3-3. Then with Austin Cleaver sitting in the penalty box tripping, Rebels got the game winner on a power play goal midway through the third period, the 4-3 victory. Saturday night, Osoyoos beat the Nelson Leafs 4-1 in a game that really wasn't that pretty, as the Coyotes more or less played down to the Nelson level, who are lower in the standings. Braden Tuck opened the scoring and then added an empty netter with just over a minute to go to put the game away. Reed Wilson did get the game winner late in the first period, his 7th goal of the year, and then speedy D-man Colton Rhodes added some insurance with his 3rd goal of the year in the second period. Coyotes are now 8-2 in their last 10 games, and when they go to Princeton on Friday night, after that game, one of those losses drops off the sheet. The Posse, meanwhile, are trying to put the brakes on a 5-game losing streak, but they're riddled with injuries, and 2 of their more dominant players in the last week or so is former Coyote Tristan Olson and former Creston Thundercat Austin Dean. They joined by trades just over a week ago. Then Saturday night, it's the final game before Christmas, and much improved North Okanagan Knights are back in town. They were here for that highly entertaining game the other weekend, which the Coyotes won 2-1. And since then, they have beaten the Princeton Posse twice, 4-2 at home, and then 2-1 in Princeton. Now, Saturday night is sponsored by McDonald's, and there's lots of prizes as well for the ugliest Christmas sweater contest, which will take place in the first intermission. And then at the second intermission, yellow rubber ducks will fill the air with visions of what could be $800 just a week before Christmas. All you have to do is, of course, toss it into the fishbowl near center ice. After the game, the players hit the road or the airport. They're off for their Christmas break. Now, this past Sunday night, the Coyotes had their annual Christmas dinner. Each other players received a Coyotes baseball-style cap with their individual sweater number on each cap. Of course, all the billet moms and families were in attendance. Meanwhile, Coach Ken Law and assistant coach Carl Poole were down in Las Vegas doing some scouting at the hockey tournament. It was in the Coyotes' first year that Coach Ken Law brought back Curtis Court, who spotted at the tournament. Curtis played 13 games in the regular season 2010-2011, scoring a total of 28 points in 13 games. He helped the Coyotes win the KIJHL championship that year, beating Castlegar 4-2 in the final. And after the turkey dinners, the main battle for the Okanagan Division lead will be in a home-and-home series with the Coyotes in Summerland. That's December 29th. Summerland back in Osoyoos December 30th. As it is now, Osoyoos has 45 points and leads Summerland by 4 points, and they have a game in hand. And they are 10 points ahead of Kelowna with 2 games in hand on the Chiefs. In the battle for the final playoff spot, North Okanagan now has 21 points and leads Princeton by 6 points, but the Posse have 2 games in hand. In the KIJHL scoring race, Coyotes captain Reiner Glimpel now tied with Cole Keebler-Fernie, each with 48 points. And line mate Braden Tuck and Bobby LaRue have both cracked the top 20 in the scoring. For goaltenders, the goals against average of under 2 goals per game, 4 of them. Top 2 are Summerland, Matthew Huber at 1.67, teammate Jacob Mullen at 1.82. Coyotes goaltender Brett Souls next, 1.89. And Kamloops Storm Tavern Grant at 1.90. Man, that is some goaltending. That's what's up in the KIJHL and surrounding the Coyotes. I'm Tom Shields on CIRO Radio.